What do you mean?
Had that nice close cut there on the sides, baby. Look like you just got it. Did you get a haircut recently?
Oh, hell yeah. Last night. Yesterday morning.
Woo. Yesterday morning. My God. You have a barber?
I do. Yes. Yeah, obviously. Who?
I mean,
Who
like,
else?
do you like? Is it like when I say that? Do I mean like a consistent barber?
Oh yeah.
Way off track, baby.
I used to go to Gentleman's Cuts, and then I found this guy at Fade 48, bro, and like, yo, check it out. Changed my life. I really elevated the way that I look. Here we go, baby. RushieZ United, map number 1, and first blood going to the way of TJ. He's going to take down DeTox, gets the second. Oh, my goodness, TJ. What a way to start off map 1.
That's a big way to start off map 1, and they get the drop in the middle of the map. Beautiful job there. Powerz just, I mean, he ran right into a full spread. Just an absolute full spread by DeTox.
Woo! Demise, drop shot in hand. Go ahead and send it flying. We'll take down DeTox, also get down Demise, and then RushieZ will take the hill. So in hindsight, not a good idea to send that drop shot flying in the way that he did, but Powerz is back on the attack, back on the fly. RushieZ, he is evicted after living rent-free, it seemed like, a little bit into the first hill. He's gone. DJ, you can't throw that through there, but fair enough, he tried it anyways. We're learning new things here on EDAYS. DJ will back away, so will Powerz. Rise is back with a vengeance, but it doesn't mean they're getting anywhere.
Looking to fight back into this one. You're going to see TJ try to roadie strafe into one more kill, but 41-7. You can see eUnited already mounted up to the bottom side of this P2. One player's going to go into this next hill. RushieZ is going to try to get those shots over the top. Won't be able to get him. He's going to go down. Rotates right back into this position. Shot over the top. Answered back by Dyslexic, and now Dyslexic. Another blindy kill over the top of that cover, and Avexys. Perfect angle from the Juice, but he gets absolutely sideswiped there by TJ.
Competitive hill number 1. We'll transition to hill number 2. eUnited currently in control, and we talked about Rise and how well they have been playing all night tonight. It comes down to obviously District, but eUnited seem to have Rise's number. We talked also about their run too, and that was something you had a little bit of weight put into that statement at the beginning about how eUnited, you know, their run pretty much guaranteed to get into grand finals. Now that they're here and they played in theory easier opponents, it seems as if it hasn't made them soft at all.
I'm not gonna lie to you, my man. Rusty Nail Gun wants you to commit to it and get a tattoo of Rise on your forehead. I'm just throwing that out there in case you want to think about that for a while. DeTox, though, he's going to commit to that kill in the hill. Decent amount of time left on this one, 40 seconds to be exact. So eUnited could go for another retake here as they've got 2 players to the bottom side of the map, 1 player inside of Juice. That player inside of Juice on TJ wasn't able to look outside and maybe lance her out, so it looks like eUnited's going to go ahead and give this one up and start rotating over to the ATM, point 3. 100 seconds left on that new drop shot. Take a look. Take that off real quick. I need to see who does anybody have the drop? Yes, Powerz does. Player 1, big drop. My man's softer right now. He's on top of it. He went to Powerz before he brought up the minimap, and then I asked him to take the minimap away so I could see who had the drop, and he was already there. Like, I absolutely just got Inceptioned, I think. I think that's what Inception is.
I would say so. It's not Presidents. I know that for a fact. We went through that for about 5 minutes, so Inception sounds about right. 2-piece, no, he'll take 1 for it. Avexys, though, in a heroic play onto 1, he won't get the others, and therefore eUnited will continue to gain some more points. There's only 1 straggler in the background. That's going to be DeTox, who now puts eUnited on high alert. They know their flank is now opened up, and because he's able to lay down a little bit of snub shots, RushieZ feels confident to push through with his teammates, and effectively, they will take over the hill. That's how quickly one person can truly dismantle your setup, and DeTox was that one guy.
Big kill by Demise. Demise still trying to fight against INZEM. INZEM doing everything he can to win that battle. He hits that last little L trigger, and then Avexys gets down as he comes around that Powerz side of the map again. They get the clean up. They're back into the hill. DeTox is going to mark 1 player out there in the middle, and TJ has no idea that my man DeTox has been watching RushieZ footage. I'm calling it.
Do you think he has?
No shot he wasn't. I mean, where else do you learn that from?
Well, best place to learn is your teammates, right? At this point, everybody's hero, it seems, on RushieZ or eUnited. Powerz, though, in conjunction with Dyslexic, clearing out the hill, and RushieZ will not get a second chance at that one. They're going to have to give it up and focus on the next, which player 3, TJ, is kind of already well ahead of the game, clearing out the right-hand side and getting another one. TJ has been absolutely on fire since we started this map 1.
Big shots here, and they look like they're going to continue to get even bigger as they're going to push back into this 2v2. A lot of stats being thrown out early in this one, but it looks like RushieZ has been on the receiving end more often than not. They get that first kill. 4v3 onto the map. You see Dyslexic trying his best to get that kill, but he doesn't need to as Powerz has had his back. Has Powerz been holding on to that drop shot for 3 minutes?
No, he just got it. He just picked up another one.
I'm not going to lie to you. I got so worried. I said, my man. No, he just picked it up. Like, literally just picked it up in the kill feed. So he's going to hold on to it for a little bit. I'm trying to help out Demise. Demise, I really don't need help. Like, I appreciate it, but I'm good. You know, I want to kill RushieZ. Just run into him and just make it happen. Now, does Powerz still have a rocket in the drop shot? I think he does, but with the way he's pushing, I mean, he might not. I mean, look at the aggression. My lord. Bam! Another one on the kill there. Up over the doubling of the points as it is up over 134, excuse me. 67 times 2 is 134, Colin. Please understand mathematics at some point in your life. You are a college graduate, you idiot. Dyslexic, though, sliding out to the outside, getting the shots on INZEM, but full red goes down and is now dead. RushieZ continuing to rack up the few final remaining points on that hill. They will at least get to probably 80 before it looks like Avexys starts to rotate off.
151 to 81. TJ, hold up. TJ doing it, making it happen once again in conjunction with Dyslexic and Demise. Where is RushieZ fumbling the ball in your mind?
They're not able to get together, man. We saw it in the last couple of matchups tonight on EDAYS. They've been playing such a good team game. They've been playing so well together. eUnited's been the first team all night long that has kept them separated, kept them away from each other. I mean, look at this. DeTox is fighting a 1v1 here against Powerz in the middle of info for no odd apparent reason, forcing somebody back across the middle of the map. This is 15, 20 seconds not being used on a retake.
They'll finally be able to penetrate the hill, though. Maybe, just maybe, they do push in. Dyslexic at the forefront, though, sees it. I mean, it is a war zone from his perspective, but, I mean, this man is making it happen, a true hero, and he'll pick up a second. The shock will finally put him down, but TJ should be able to get him back in the fight, and he will. You mentioned one player challenging Powerz in info. They do win that fight. They push through the central choke point 3 strong, and Dyslexic dismantles it piece by piece.
See here, Dyslexic top side of the info, shots on toward the bottom side of the map. 2 players from RushieZ already mounted up to the backside of that hill, pushing up toward the info, and I mean, no shot he doesn't get that call out. My man Dyslexic is about to get squished by all 4 players. They were going to tap dance on his tombstone whether he wanted them to or not. They were flying into the info. They said, look, the only information you need is that you're going to have to come back off a respawn, brother. You're going to have to find a way to come back off a respawn because we're not letting you stay here.
I feel like, no. Yeah, I'm going to say it. I feel like RushieZ has spent more time in the respawn screen than they have on the actual map at this point in time with the way that eUnited's been slaying out. I mean, whether it's Demise, Dyslexic, Powerz, like, they are just killing RushieZ. Absolutely killing them.
Slaying him out left, right, and center. Dyslexic over the top of the down off the L trigger. Now has to roll back. He's baiting people out of the hill now. And just added damage and added insult to injury. TJ gets a big chunk there from far away. That's a trade out. Now it's 2v2 over here. eUnited still inside of the hill. 3v2, adding a 3rd player from RushieZ. Powerz backs up, pulls the snub. Flashbangs will go out over the middle of the map, taking a look at everybody's weaponry. Nobody has that drop shot to be able to use just yet. Shots over the top. RushieZ gets 1 kill. Now RushieZ runs to the top of that stairwell, trying to get that shot over the top to get the down. Powerz goes down, double bounces into him. Now going to go for another double bounce to the back A. Will get the big body shot, allowing his teammate to get down and the quick cleanup. Now we see DeTox the 1v1 trade in the middle of the fountain.
Well, the good thing is RushieZ, they've really not gave up any real estate on this current hill, and they've recovered quite a bit. Still more than 100 points down. And eUnited's going to get even stingier by pushing through. I mean, they want these points, and I don't blame them. I really don't. 20 seconds, I mean, they're going to fight for that, absolutely. That puts them over, or at least close or over 250, depending on how long they stay on the current hill in play. Dyslexic through blue is going to take down one. Goes for the second, can't get it fair enough. Though either way, DeTox, he might make a stab on Demise on for the current hill, but I don't think he's going to be able to. We're going back to P1, and Powerz is already ready.
I mean, Powerz is hanging out. He's throwing the smoke to try to cover his tracks as he rotates out. Nobody's in the hill yet. The hill hasn't respawned either, so they don't know where exactly he's gone, but he got marked out from behind. If RushieZ had not spawned where he did, they would have not gotten the mark. Powerz, no one else in the history of mankind gets away with that. Both of those players are dancing in front of Powerz, trying not to get killed. They make the mistake of getting just too close to the Tiger, and he just bites his head off. He's just like, no!
No electric fence there, dude. The Tiger got free, just ate everybody up. I mean, that's just what he does. And he does that so consistently. It's disgusting at times. RushieZ once again in control of the current hill, and you can see Dyslexic and Juice. He's just holding it bait. He's just holding it down. He wants that drop shot. That drop shot means a lot to him, and he's going to stay there for the next 10 seconds before ultimately he is going to be challenged. RushieZ also in a distance. You can see him maybe setting up for the next hill. And TJ now is going to pounce on the opportunity to help Dyslexic to get this drop shot. It's not going to be easy. As a matter of fact, they both might lose their lives here.
A lot of Lancer fire over the top middle of this map. You can see they're letting them bleed this hill out as long as they want to. They're more than welcome to stay inside of that hill. That's a big misfire, but TJ will still get the kill in the trade out, and it's going to net him that drop shot for his efforts. He's going to make sure that player dies inside of the info, and they're going to start rotating across the map. Now Demise will pick up the 1 second scrap time, watch that player bleed out, and then move over here. TJ will have the new drop. I want to see him use this right on that cubby. Activate and go to the right edge of that pillar, buddy. You can do it. I got faith in you.
But
do it, TJ. God, listen, do it.
If he holds off, though, he might get two. If he holds off.
No, because if you hit the active and you go just beyond that pillar, like right at the edge of that pillar, you might get RushieZ on that luggage.
This is two. No, it's nobody.
It's not even, buddy. You should have used it earlier. You allowed them to kind of... I think the word I want to use is you allowed them to telegraph that drop shot. They knew it was coming. You know what I'm saying? They could see what the plan was.
Well, it could end here, Colin. I mean, if RushieZ doesn't get a touch, which I assume they will. I mean, Powerz, though, just continuing.
Yeah, they'll get in the bottom of this hill.
It absolutely will. It's going to go to a different one, but I mean, the damage is going to be done. Like, that's the reality. The damage has already been done. Powerz wins a beautiful 1v2 in blue to get this angle to keep RushieZ just so uncomfortable as they shoot for cover, as they slide for cover. I like INZEM, though, where he's currently at. He's already going to be challenged by TJ. This 1v1 is going to be an important one.
See what happens in this next rotation into P3, as it will be at the ATM. TJ's already there. 1v1 over at the arcade. We're going to be on board with Dyslexic for just a moment. And now he's looking for anybody rotating through the middle of the map. The Avexys will be the first one there. It looks like DeTox, though, on the 1v1 against Demise, so 4v3 will ensue here momentarily. They're going to be pressuring into this garden. Powerz is trying to get one kill. RushieZ is just going to rat his way around that hill. Stay away from that fire and stay alive long enough to make it a 4v2 at the hill.
6-6 to 192. Things are starting to get fun now. RushieZ is at a critical tipping point where if they can control the next hill, like, it's very possible, I mean, really possible, that they can be right back in the running of taking map number 1. And they have been known to, have sluggish starts. Start off very slow, but then heat up as the map progresses forward. They do, in fact, get just within striking distance. At one point, it was over 100-point difference between eUnited and RushieZ. Now it's only 60. Good drop shot in the corner. It's going to drop INZEM. DeTox now has to fight for his life. He's going to be finished off via the rope and dope between Demise and Powerz. And now eUnited, well, at least as far as I'm concerned, in victory circle, bro. Now 20 points away.
You've got at least 15 seconds, really. You've got 15. You're going to have to get in at like 295 and get a full set of slays here, because you're not going to get there any faster than that. You're going to see, look, there's 290. You got about 4 more seconds to start getting into the hill. There's one down. Here's the hop over the top through the window. There's 2 dead, 3 down and dead. That is gonna be all anybody has said and done about map number 1. United, they come out iron.
Okay, there it is. Map number 1 going to the way of eUnited. And Colin, they played that map so incredibly well.
On.
I mean, what? TJ with 24 assists?
Did TJ and Powerz have a 1v for Keegan? Because TJ's normally Keegan.
Oh, that's what you're worried about? I don't know. I have no clue.
I mean, like, TJ's normally Keegan,
I don't know.
and then Powerz normally plays, like, literally anybody. Like, it doesn't matter what skin that man uses, but, like...
Said they got to change it up.
This time he gets to be
Rise
Quartermaster Keegan, and now TJ plays his helmetless Varmello. My man went nutty with helmetless Varmello. Like, what?
It's all by design, dude.
I guess. I don't even, like...
You know? It's all by design.
I love how you're like, wait, what Colin has that?
I mean, I don't... You know, I'm used to it. So I wanted to say, by the way, TJ just, I mean, the way that he started and finished this map was genuinely incredible. Like, that man played so, and Powerz too. Like, TJ and Powerz, I mean, just exceeded expectations in map 1.
I love the fact that TJ and Powerz, like, we talk about some of the greatest duos in the history of this game. Like, some 2Vs that just dominated the competition. Like, you think about all the way back to maybe like a lot of the young cats in our chat will probably think of Explosive and Mental. They'll think of a franchise and praise during UE. You go to, you know, Gears 4, you start thinking about some of the great 2Vs that are coming up, like Speedy and RushieZ on Ghost, so on and so forth. TJ and Powerz have such a long history of not only being good, but being good together, that whenever they start to kind of feed off of each other, like there was one time, I'm trying to remember exactly what the matchup was. I got to hear their comms, and I was listening to it, and at one point, Powerz got like a double kill or something and made it to like 15, 20 kills in the map. And TJ was like, $30 if you could beat me. And then I looked at the stat line, and TJ was already at like 28, and I was like,
yeah,
that's not fair. It's not okay. It's not okay. Where are my 28 kills?
Hey, yo, Clocktower, how do you think that's going to go, really? Like, at this point in time, we've seen eUnited just pop off. Not only last night.
Hey, don't let Avexys have the sniper. Don't let Avexys have the sniper.
And don't let Powerz have the sniper either. So there's going to be a major battle.
I want Avexys in chat right now. Are you a better sniper than Powerz? I would love to.
Well, on Canals.
He's on Canals. I want to know if he's claiming it across the board. Is he the best sniper on the planet? It's like when I asked the voice of God earlier, does pineapple belong on pizza? Put your hat in the ring for one side or the other. I mean, you got to make a stance. No, by the way, you weren't here.
Anything,
you were here for
anything belongs on pizza if it suits your fancy. See, that's the thing. You could put a dirty shoe on pizza, bro, but if that's your thing and that's what you like, do it. I don't care.
Hey, I got the show to myself. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let's get ridiculous. Let's get ridiculous out here. Hold on. Look, it don't matter what he has to say over here. Y'all can't hear him. It's just you and me. It's just you and me now, chat. You could, oh yeah. It's just you and me, chat. Look, let's have a little talk right now. Let's have a little talk. You and me. RushieZ has had a really good night thus far. I mean, they are 6-0 in maps. Now they are 6-1 after map number 1 against eUnited. There's a ton of fans out there in the chat. You got to start getting worried at some point, because you know that at any given moment in time, eUnited is starting to get hot against RushieZ. Could really take that lead. They really could take it 2-0. They could take the whole matchup lead 3-2, because at any given point in time, those 4 players can always heat up. They can always get to that next level. RushieZ, you're gonna have to lean on some of your veteran leadership. You gotta lean onto Avexys. You gotta lean onto a guy like DeTox to really start rotating around, getting those big bounce kills that he likes to get. INZEM, give him some help. Let him play a little defensively. Let that man embarrass people on the defensive side of the map. But you go into Clocktower. You go into Clocktower. You got to fight over the snipe. You got to fight over the snipe. So you're looking at those back pillars. You're looking at the double press through the back pillars. Are they going to throw those flashes early? Are they going to throw them late? Because one way or the other, they're going to have to rotate through that back hallway, pick up that Lancer, and then you're going to have to make the decision whether or not you are going to double, triple, maybe even quad Lancer back into that player who picks up the long shot. Because one way or the other, without a doubt, look me in the face when I say this. You tried for 3 straight minutes to mess me up, and I'm the best promo in the game. I'm better than you, and you know it. Shout out one time in JF. Woo!
Wow, dude. That was great. By the way, I know you heard me the whole time, Colin. You didn't respond to anything I was saying.
Because I'm the best promo.
I was making some valid points.
Look, you can't trip me, baby. Not when I know it's when the pressure.
But out of all the points that I brought up during that whole magnificent segment, which point did you agree with the most?
I think the point that I agreed with the most out of everything that you said right there was that it's that you deserve to give all of your earnings for the past 6 months to goalie. I really think he deserves it.
Absolutely
going to map number 2 here. Round 1.
Do you think I have 6 months of earnings to give away? My guy. Not at all, bro. Too many bad financial decisions. Okay. All right. Colin, you had your time. We have mine. Map number 2, Clocktower, eUnited. They're going to get that first blood, but quickly answered back. But RushieZ back with the vengeance to bring it through a 3v2. Make that 3v1 and a 3v none. RushieZ wins round 1.
Beautiful comeback round there, Taylor. I mean, going down in the control the way that you did, you brought it back a little bit, but you don't get it over the hump. You don't get it to that 250, 225 mark or whatever you were trying to get it to. You still go down just in the early goings of 200. So you got to get an early round here or 2 under your belt to try to be able to get the momentum away from eUnited.
Take the momentum away from eUnited. Round number 2, RushieZ leads 1-0, and DeTox, he's going to be the tip of the spear, at least he's trying to be, but so is eUnited. I mean, they are pushed up with a vengeance, and RushieZ is about to go on a mean flank with the nades.
Down on Dyslexic, and the final kill comes through.
RushieZ. Pizza?
I was letting you have it. You said you wanted some time. I figured, I might have hurt your feelings by not getting messed up by all those great points you were making, even though you did say you were going to give him 6 months worth of your finances.
I did say that.
I don't know why you'd go back
You
on that
know what
now.
I was saying. Stop it.
Shout out one time, the People's Champs.
What about the People's Champs?
Just shout him out one time. Coming into round number 3. Everybody going up to the top side of the map, except for Demise, who's going to try to go underneath to that set of frag grenades, and he's going to get absolutely shredded. He's down 4v3 now.
All right, still 4v4. He's going to get back on his feet, and Demise will get the nades. RushieZ taking advantage of the mismatch with knowing that eUnited members are going to be down low. DeTox sees an opportunity to scoop up the sniper. He's going to do exactly that. eUnited, Colin, in this round number 3 has kind of been in damage control this entire time since their plan kind of fell apart when they were going for nades originally.
They're going to try to get another set of kills in this round to try to continue to keep their lead under their belt 2-0, trying to make it 3-0. Avexys has rotated all the way to that fork bow. And now they have all of the power weapons. They've got the whole left side of the map and one player playing back toward the car. eUnited is in a sticky situation as they've not allowed themselves anything really to use in a take-back except for the fragmentation grenades of Demise.
In his hands. I'm going to throw it on just yet. You're calling overtime hill should be in between those vans down low, right? Or is it going to be at the cars?
It should be in the middle of the vans. It's round 3 because I think it's usually it's car top vans, car top vans, car top vans.
Ooh, but RushieZ though is pushing up top. This is interesting. They're going to force the fight and really Wolfpack in. That's what makes them strong. TJ's going to be taking the brute force of the attack from RushieZ as they do head up the stairs. I don't think he gets picked back up, and he will not. Demise is going to rotate down low. Just 10 seconds for the overtime hill is going to be in play. And no more nades also, something to take note of. DeTox already set up on the overtime. He's going to hit a nice body. This is a RushieZ round, especially with that torque bow connection. I like that play from RushieZ, Colin. It would have been easy for them to stay where they were at. They already had torque bow. They already had sniper. It could have been so easy for them to just be content with the positioning that they had. But instead, they wanted a bit more. And they wanted to impinge their will by wolfpacking up top and forcing out TJ first and foremost, and then one by one going from there. That was really well done from RushieZ.
I was going to say, the reason they pushed up earlier in that round to the top side to make sure that they got that first kill on TJ is not to just give themselves a man advantage. You're not going to let Powerz pick up a snipe for free and bring that into the overtime hill, are you?
No.
You throw that entire game plan off by that extra push, by getting into the face of eUnited, getting that first kill and making them try to rotate down early. Trying to extra rotate early, excuse me. Coming into this next round, I believe we just had a stalemate. Maybe somebody didn't roll off spawn. Maybe something crazy happened. Who knows? It could be anything. We do get the stalemate. RushieZ is up 3-0 now, going into the next round, trying to get this to be 4-0. RushieZ this time will pick the new set of nades and throw those nades up top over the edge of that hole. No damage given. Almost gets Powerz, but Powerz does get away scot-free with that long shot. So now it'll be Powerz versus RushieZ, really, in a first battle of who can get that, like, who can get headshots. But Avexys waiting in the wings. This roll.
That was it. That was it. If Avexys gets that kill, I mean, RushieZ leads 4-0. But now you just opened up a can of worms that Powerz is going to be able to pop off once again with the sniper, unless RushieZ can just blindside, which he's going to try and do. I mean, by the time he gets there, Colin, it's a 1v4.
Yeah, chainsaw battles. Come on, guys.
He used to try hard. Yep. Oh, what? Yo. Hey, that wasn't really that try hard. That was just nasty, bro. He did that while bouncing too, baby. And again, I don't get Powerz to snipe. Ouch! I don't get it. I really don't get it sometimes, bro. I don't get it. Oh,
next round underway. It's going to be round number 5 here. Looking to get it to be 3-2. United, they're going to need to win in a couple more rounds just to tie this one up. They'll be into this situation first. Flash grenade out. They're going to be continuing to throw Lancer Fire down at Demise, trying to stop him from getting those frag grenades out for free. Nobody has gone for the long shot pickup here. Meanwhile, nade will come out. Big kill onto RushieZ. Dyslexic will go down. Quick revive attempted. Little misroll there by the side of Dyslexic. Won't be able to take another set of covers. He's not going to get downed at all. And I like this really quickly because it's been kind of evened up. It's knotted up here. 3-3 top side of the map. Looking across here. Lancer damage into INZEM. Full red. He'll stay there behind the pillar though, inside a prison. Looking to try to get another early prediction here because nobody has any utility, I think, maybe except for INZEM. So the overtime hill basically is going to boil down to if either team rotates down for the new flash grenade, are they able to pick that up and then rotate across for the next kill? Or maybe that comes down to the overtime hill and that flash grenade is the only one in play, the one in INZEM's hands.
Yeah, it's just going to be stalemated for the next, I don't know, 40 or so seconds until the timer popped up. But I don't see anybody rotating down. Maybe for nades, I get, but I mean, again, once you do that, the other team knows you're in a 3v2. It puts you in a tough spot, and I put a lot of emphasis on INZEM with that last bit of utility, which could absolutely be beneficial in this moment. I think with that flash, actually, no, excuse me, Avexys is going to drop down for the nades, Colin, so he's going to get his hands on those. 10 seconds to get back up top to make an impact, and he's going to join his team. And again, I mentioned that bit of a mismatch. They see the nades are picked up. United's going to take advantage of this by pushing forward, but even so, 2v2, make that a 2v1. TJ inside the current hill, but he's going to break away. Avexys trying to maintain his life. Might still be doable. Nades would have been nice for him to have in this moment. Pushes his luck. He's going to be down and finished out. And that's the risk RushieZ was willing to take, to drop a player, in this case Avexys, to go get nades. They knew that there was a chance that United would see that and then push forward. And that's exactly what ended up happening. United, they used that man advantage to take the advantage and win the round.
Another round under the belt of eUnited. Now it is exactly 3-2 in the round count. Looking for one more round in a row to make it 3-3. Try to tie this one up going into the second half of this map. As we are sitting here at round number 6 out of 11. We already technically are in the second half of the map because that'd be 5.5. We're going to see up top, 1v1 down low is won by RushieZ. Meanwhile, he kills Demise, and now that opens up a full flank over here onto RushieZ because he's going to be backside of everybody from eUnited.
United looking to make a move, but I mean, they're getting shut down left and right. Unless Dyslexic make a heroic play, he cannot. And that's shut down low. And Avexys helped in that, by the way. I think Avexys got the drop, and then RushieZ got the cleanup. And Powerz tried his best to even it up to a 3v3 by catching RushieZ off the flank, but RushieZ did not push up the steps. He backed away. He knew at that point, once the kill was secured down low and the man advantage was secured from RushieZ's perspective, he could stay at the bottom of the steps. He didn't have to overly commit. That was a good play as far as I was concerned. RushieZ is playing this very well, and RushieZ has been on a tear in this bottom lane. And this time he is going to be challenged from Dyslexic. Curious who ends up winning this one. Dyslexic actually might. I think he will, and he will.
Hilarious. Love the fact that Dyslexic just kind of stared at him and was like, that's a lot of movement you got there, buddy. That's some pretty fancy movement. Sure would be a shame if somebody were to shoot you and then just blew his brains out of the back of his skull. And there's the last player down and out. That's going to be DeTox. And that is 4-3. RushieZ break up the comeback of eUnited with one round there in round number 6. Round 7 goes the way of eUnited, though. And I wonder if that's the key to success for them, if putting Dyslexic down low against RushieZ is a little bit better of a matchup, a little bit more favorable of a matchup for eUnited than Demise down there.
Here we go. Round number 8, Colin. It's been a fun one for sure. eUnited on the cusp of potentially tying this thing up. And there's not going to... Well, I thought we weren't going to have anybody go down low. Player 7, Dyslexic, seemed as if he wanted to. DeTox, though, full sit. That's a beautiful shot of Dyslexic. I mean, an amazing opening first blood that is going to catapult it and really snowball into a RushieZ round to put them on map point. That was such a great opening kill from DeTox's perspective.
Got to be able to open things up with an early kill. If you're going to be that aggressive across the map, you got to be able to hit that shot, secure the kill so that you allow your teammates the continued rotation straight through the map to be able to put that pressure on succinctly and perfectly. They do just that. Now, they are on the cusp here. They get that next round. It was 4-3, now 5-3 on map point, trying to tie it up 1-1, going into a map 3. Remember, last night, it was 3-1 favor of RushieZ. We might switch maps 1 and 2, though, because it was eUnited that won map 1, and now it is RushieZ that might win map 2. Flashbang out. INZEM looking for anybody that they can pick on here. Here comes INZEM bouncing back toward that back prison pillar. Kill on Avexys. DeTox answers back with one of his own. 2v3 on the map right now. Frag grenade to the backside. INZEM goes down. DeTox has to try to bounce around to save himself for as long as he can. That's 3-1. Now 2-1. This roll right into the face of Dyslexic, though, makes it 5-4. And eUnited be perfect for 2 rounds. Or will RushieZ find one?
It's interesting. I don't know, because RushieZ has played this Clocktower very well as far as I'm concerned and convinced, because of the fact that we've seen so many different looks. I mean, Avexys has done a great job assisting RushieZ when he goes for nades, and whether that be against Dyslexic or whoever decides to challenge him, they normally get the drop on the helm. We've also seen DeTox make some heroic pushes forward to get first blood. This is kind of the first time we see Dyslexic definitively push down low despite him not being addressed, and he will pick up the nades, but will the sniper get out? And it will, but who's going to be on the flank? Well, nobody. Dyslexic tried to, but he's going to be met head on to Avexys, and Avexys and Dyslexic are both down. I mean, it's going to be a scramble to try to get the finishes, and, well, RushieZ will get theirs, but eUnited will not get theirs, so this is an interesting turning point where RushieZ has a ton of advantages.
DeTox still on the stairwell, bouncing back and forth, gets a body shot there, misses that secondary shot directly into the wall. It looks like they're going to continue to try to go for the flank. That's going to be Demise, last alive. He goes down. He is dead. And Taylor, RushieZ has answered back here, 6-4 on the execution. They tie it up in maps 1-1. Grand final of EDAYS has been stupendous thus far. Curious to see who will take the advantage in map number 3, Vasgar, because Taylor, that's always waiting in the wings.
Definitely is, Colin. hella dramatic.
I don't know
It
why they
definitely
brought
is.
us to. Look, I was getting ready to just look. My brain says to throw it. My brain saw the end of map 2. It was like cats on the wall. I put my headset down. I'm going.
Well, when it comes to EDAYS, we don't do that. You know, we just roll into it. No, am I throwing it now? All right, we're going to break. We'll be back, map 3 after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Emergence Day Split 3, week number 4. I'm Taylor Reflection Double, joined by Colin Crow Clark. An exciting map number 2 here on Clocktower. Went the distance, it really did. Almost around 11, but we're just a bit shy. It'll finish off in round number 10. But either way, for RushieZ, they tie up the series 1-1 to head into Vasgar Escalation.
That's my favorite highlight of the night, by the way, no matter what you think.
Which one?
That was where RushieZ was just bouncing like a madman in the corner. And
Dyslexic
just stared at him and was like, sir, 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 sir.
Well, he had every right to do that, especially with the stun. Like, you know, you could dance all you want, but that stun put him in the grave. And Dyslexic knew, like, I mean, I got this. I'm just going to walk up to you and get the chunk. This is exactly what he did. I think for me, that Powerz just headshot, flick, just reaction. Bro, that was nasty. Like, that was the nastiest shot I've seen in quite some time. And Powerz does that so consistently. Well, we're heading into Vasgar Escalation, map number 3. And you mentioned, you know, and we saw the stats. RushieZ beat eUnited last night on this very map. Not that we can really remember, per se, as to why, but when it does come to Vasgar, it's kind of a toss-up. We've seen RushieZ beat EU. We've seen EU beat RushieZ. But I think consistently, eUnited has been the better team on Vasgar, but maybe tonight's different.
This will be an interesting situation simply because RushieZ has really dominated their escalation maps. No matter where we've seen them, but we saw them both times on Harbor. So we saw them dominate Harbor both times. They kind of keep home field advantage. That's how I look at Harbor for RushieZ. It is like having home field advantage for those guys. They come here to Vasgar where at the end of the day, it's pretty chaotic. It can be the horse track at times. It's about who outflanks who gets those initial shots on, and who's willing to take the first risk. As the old saying goes, fortune favors the bold, and if you're willing to throw a flash and get a little loose, and maybe you get in there, you get that kill, you get the 2-1 hill advantage, you give your team that early nod into success in the mid and late rounds.
Looking at the stats from last night, Demise, 4 and 16 with only 9 assists. As far as the lobby goes, 11k damage. No, not good at all. And obviously with RushieZ getting the victory, maybe you can put some blame on Demise not having the best performances and really letting his team down, which might not be the case. I think Demise has played very well tonight, so I think he's going to be just fine. But maybe there's a reason why Demise didn't have the best stats, and I leave that to you. Is maybe there's a way to isolate or at least focus out Demise to the point where RushieZ can take advantage of that. Maybe they did that last night.
Demise has had a struggle tonight as well. I mean, just take a look at last map if you want any indication of that. Early on in that Clocktower map, Demise was the one meeting RushieZ down low time and time again. He was losing that fight. They end up putting Dyslexic down there. Unsure what his struggles are. I would honestly have to keep the camera on him a lot longer just to be able to kind of watch his movement, watch how he's taking fights, see what's happening to him. I know in a couple of those rounds, his losses to RushieZ came because Avexys was just basically willing to stand there and just take a shot over the top of that cubby to get Lancer damage onto him. And my tinnitus is going off in my ears, and I just hear this really loud ringing, and it's giving me the worst of headaches. But I'll tell you this, Taylor, not as bad of a headache as Demise when he gets chunked.
Yeah, Demise fresh. I will say this: when you see mistakes on the battlefield, brother, especially you as a commentator, you genuinely get upset when you see that. Especially no more upset than when someone's on the ground and they get a decap and then a full cap. Like that right there is what really, when you think about tinnitus triggering you, that triggers you more than anything else in the world. And we've seen that a couple times tonight. Now, Demise getting chunked, struggling tonight. Okay, fair enough. But if he could step it up here, it'll be fine. I also think there's an opportunity to capitalize off of Dyslexic, who has been on fire tonight. But the point that I'm getting at, Dyslexic rocks the 1v lanes, right? But he also is a player that likes to get on flanks and try to be, just sneaky in general. And for Dyslexic, sometimes he can overexpose himself or get too aggressive and therefore put himself in a tough spot, giving an opportunity for RushieZ to capitalize. So Demise, Dyslexic, 2 players I'm looking out for whether eUnited's success or their downfall.
Can I ask if you're claiming the RushieZ Flection's nickname by the way now?
No. Bro, I'm unbiased towards everything, all right? Unbiased towards everything. RushieZ Flections will rear its head if RushieZ is being successful, all right? Let's hop on that bandwagon. If I was truly RushieZ Flections, there would be a RushieZ sticker on my forehead, and there's not.
Got eyes on a tango!
I can't get my ears to stop ringing, and I'm about to explode over here. Lancer fire out from TJ, trying to get that early damage here on the two different members of RushieZ. RushieZ will get back into this position as TJ continues to look over the top here. He's going to continue to back up, though, with the 2-to-1 hill advantage going in their favor over at B hill. It's going to be a 3v3, meanwhile, on the A hill side of the map. Revive's trying to come through very quickly. Dyslexic will continue to back up. That Emil character getting those shots over the top. He will at any moment whip out that giant butcher knife to try to get that melee onto somebody to get the finish of the down. TJ over the top will have a secondary down. They're going to have possibly 2 dead on this side of the map. And I mean, look at the way that they've allowed Demise to kind of play free and clear over there. They're just telling him not to pressure up. They don't want to give away that position. They don't want to give up any extra advantage over to RushieZ. RushieZ will win that 3v2. Only player left alive over here is going to be Powerz. And there it is. Powerz, man, Powerz, he's taking TJ's character again. He blows his flash up as he hits the ground, and now Demise in a 1v1 for basically the round at this point, because this could be a triple cap domination.
It's going to have to hold off a little bit. It's going to have to hold off a little bit because TJ and Dyslexic are going to be rolling in. But, I mean, that is a big elimination, and that is a massive series of eliminations in general from RushieZ's perspective, and they're going to push the limit just a little bit more. One player bleeding out and dying into the ground, but TJ managed to get the meat shield and keep them at bay. For RushieZ, they're nearly about to take the point lead. They'll have it very shortly, and in fact, they're not slowing down. They continue to pick up the elims where they need to, and from TJ and Dyslexic's perspective, they're slowly but surely pushing up. And in fact, I'm scratching my head why TJ went to the 1v2 by himself, and why was Dyslexic so fixated on Powerz in a 1v1 in mid when TJ was pushing the hill you needed.
There's a good trade there in the aftermath of that 1v1 at the crater. Inside of that hill at the A hill, they're gonna pick that up. Dyslexic is getting that cap back, and they need to get a decap here at C hill. They have to pressure this here immediately. Demise tries to throw that shot at Avexys, won't be able to get it. Meanwhile, at the B hill, it might be a 2v1. Flash are going to go out. There's the decap. Stop the point being gathered up by RushieZ. Demise goes back to the left-hand side of the gap. There goes the double bounce and the single shot chunk. Avexys with a big body there, but the double shot comes in. They're going to get kills around the map, and they're going to get both hills under their favor. That will be a triple cap domination to start off map number 3.
I'm flabbergasted. After all that effort and work from RushieZ and really perfection, eUnited still finds a way to get the domination. In true fashion, that's just kind of been a reoccurring theme on the rosters that Powerz has been on, right? You know, these last-minute captures. I mean, great work on their perspective, but again, so disappointing from RushieZ's perspective because of how much effort they put in to regain control and do it so well. But it is what it is. We got a 1-0 lead for eUnited. Nothing's going to change degree. It's just going to be Botox. We'll drop RushieZ on our rivals. We'll see how this next round is going to end up unfolding. And for eUnited, their initials are pretty solid. I expect this initial to be nothing less than spectacular.
Without a doubt, it depends on what RushieZ is able to do here. Do they answer back by pushing over to meet the aggression of eUnited on this side of the map as 3 players will push this way? Looks like Demise is going to stay here and maybe play defense at his own home hill against INZEM. Long-range flashes are going to come out. One to the right, one to the left. Big body shot to the backside of that L table. And now Powerz, I mean, what are you going to do, brother? You got to try to keep yourself alive while you're in a 2v1, but RushieZ, I mean, calls him out and knows exactly what he's thinking. Gets that shot on. This round could be ultimately quick if they secure this triple cap domination. They do just that, tied up 1-1.
And I feel like RushieZ has controlled this Vasgar thus far. I really do. Even in that round 1, I think they were controlling it up until the point they weren't. So that's a good finish for RushieZ and a great answer back from round 1, which I do feel was stolen from them, granted, by the good efforts of eUnited in general. As we head into round 3, nothing should change again. It should just be now, well, the Talon, which has become, you know, quite popular as a secondary weapon so far. Added firepower. RushieZ is definitely going to put that to good use, I am sure of it. Dyslexic will take his time to think things through. Hopefully to put the Actually, just go ahead and upgrade towards the retro, which gives them priority, obviously, on having a shock or an ensign, which makes things interesting if we do get a power weapon on tank. But either way, for this round number 3, let's see how it unfolds. I think this, in round 1, when eUnited was on arrival spawn, that's one of the best rounds they've had yet. See if they can replicate that.
Looking for another good round out of RushieZ. They're going to see what eUnited does. They're going to match up the 2-2 over at B. And meanwhile, at the C hill, 2 players left in defense here. Full red on the DeTox here as DeTox is going around the backside of that tank. INZEM will be the first one to fall, but now the back A's from TJ are in, but no kills coming through. Flash will go out through the backhand side of that tank fight. You'll see, meanwhile, they're going to be capping up that B hill, forcing DeTox and INZEM back to the front. DeTox goes down yet again. Double snub onto him, gets the kill, and now it's a 2v1 against INZEM. INZEM shot over the top, won't be able to get that one. He's going to get flashed, and now he's going to have to go back to the top side of the second half home hill. That'll be a 2v1 advantage, eUnited. And it looks like eUnited's continuing to roll back here as they go to the A hill and are going to try to play defense against Avexys and RushieZ.
Avexys and RushieZ, huh? See how well they're going to be able to really push up, because they've got to get through a lot. I mean, Powerz first and foremost, who now has an opportunity to get a finish, and he will. Whoa, Avexys. That was a beautiful series of eliminations, but like, he gets dyslexic. He looks like he's going for the pickup and then baits it out, turns around, and gets the second. That was so well timed and so well played from Dyslexic, but honestly, so normal considering how well Dyslexic, or it should be Avexys, and how many times Avexys has done that this week alone.
I mean, I believe nobody can say it or word it better than you, Taylor, and you and I talked about it on side broadcast. We talked about it in the chat. Every time RushieZ has needed a big play, every time RushieZ has needed them to have some kind of momentous occasion go through, Avexys has been the guy to do it. He's been there for them time and time again. Triple cap domination really kicked off by Avexys and then solidified by his teammates 2-1. RushieZ continuing to roll here.
Avexys is just, again, he's always been great. You know, he's always been that definitive face of RushieZ esports. But, I mean, Split 3, to me, in my eyes, has been the most impressive split from my perspective with how many clutch plays he has made. I mean, it has just been phenomenal, and that's why you can never count RushieZ out, simply because of that man right there. You think you're winning a round, you think you're winning your fight or getting an edge, and then Avexys shuts you down before you even know what happens. That's how quick he can do it. It's a beautiful thing to behold, it really is. Final round of the first half. Be on board with Avexys' perspective again. Boltok in hands and ripping a couple of shots as much as I was hyping him up. So he's going to back away, but at least for this initial, nobody is trading hills so far. eUnited does have presence to do it first, unless Powerz gets caught out by Avexys.
Looking for another couple of slays here. You see Dyslexic having to be worried about his 6 o'clock. He's going to get flanked momentarily. Roadie running here, trying to get his best defensive stand at the A-hill, try to threaten that triple cap domination. He's alive for quite some time. You see 2 players of RushieZ rotating towards C. Demise has to make a decision here in the next couple of seconds. He's going to have Powerz with him, and Powerz might be able to push into the right side of that hill. Let's see what they're able to do. I don't think that they can get a real definitive retake there, especially now that they've lost B hill. They're going to have to settle their tea kettle and wait for their 4th player to come back before they really try to pressure out, because you know RushieZ is going to try to push that side of the map.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I think maybe not be more, only because Demise and TJ are going to be pressuring up the hill, but he would have made a move. We know he likes to be sneaky. 1 player down, the second one in front of him. That's going to be TJ. Great shot, followed up by a phenomenal second. And that leaves Dyslexic, the only one on the map, forced to hop over cover. Does get the chunk to his credit, and that will stop the B cap momentarily. And an opportunity for eUnited to stay alive is going to be on the back of Demise and the rest of the roster coming off the spawn. They'll go ahead and pause, and that will be the round. 3-1 lead for RushieZ, and whether it's Avexys or in the case of that round just a little bit earlier, obviously RushieZ, man, I mean, just so many great plays being made from their perspective.
RushieZ is really putting their best foot forward round in and round out. They are giving them their best shot. They want to go up 2-1 here going into that next control on Ritual, which they were successful in last night, so no reason for them to think they wouldn't be successful here again tonight in that control matchup. So see if they can continue this next round and do it in an incredible fashion the way that they have in rounds previous.
All right, first round, fresh half, right? Maybe a new opportunity for eUnited to snap out of it, get back into the fight, and start to close that gap and tie it up 3-3. We'll see if that becomes a reality. TJ in his most favorite fight, favorite positioning here on the tank, but does have some things he has to watch out for. Most importantly, Avexys with the INZEM, and the job's not going to be any easier now because you've got RushieZ, who's going to be maybe attempting a flank, and then you also have a 3 frontal man push from RushieZ onto the tank. So at this point, RushieZ, I mean, I like the strategy. You know, they're just hunkering down. They're waiting to see what eUnited is going to do. Where are they going to put their numbers? And the job got even more difficult once again because RushieZ wins the fight against Dyslexic, and therefore they can close the gap, tighten the vice grip, and push up. And Powerz with the sniper is going to be scary.
Powerz is looking across there and misses that headshot as that player gets revived. 2-1 hill advantage going back in the favor of eUnited. Meanwhile, you see RushieZ on the opposite side of the map, ready for anybody from maybe eUnited to respawn and challenge him again. But now they're going to have to worry about this home hill advantage. They get the down, they go in for the cleanup there on that player. Good double bounce and the final shot in on INZEM. That's a big kill. They're going to pressure over toward RushieZ. Body shot missed there. No, it wasn't indeed, and they connect with the body shot, and the Dyslexic connects with the down. Cap domination will be ensued here momentarily. Avexys will go into the hill, goes to the up A, doesn't hit it, but TJ will answer back. There's the double shot, double kill. Triple cap domination will ensue yet again. INZEM will get one touch yet again. In the round going for just a little bit longer.
Maybe eUnited, though, closing it out here. Surely, I cannot believe he actually got a touch. And Avexys will continue to fight through. I would be dumbfounded if this round continues, Colin, and surely it doesn't. Player 6 last alive, INZEM. He'll go ahead and get a touch. I can't believe it. I mean, you're denying the inevitable at this point in time. I respect it. Don't give up. Just continue to go. Be annoying if you want to. DeTox will go ahead and go to the left and tries to keep it alive even more. Is it going to continue? I mean, I can't believe it.
Get those stats up. Get those stats up. I mean, I know these don't matter as much as like Pro League stats, but you know, right?
No, yeah, they don't.
But they count for something.
Stats here.
That was, I mean, that was just a lot of. That was a lot of. Hey man, I'm gonna run at the D hill. Can you kill me? And they were like, "We'll try." Yeah, we'll do that again. Okay, give me 7 seconds. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna, you know, honestly though, we have seen. I mean, even go back to grand finals, KCP versus Pittsburgh Knights, and you look at how I believe it was, I think it was Precision who came off of respawn, and he pushed into PK when they were going for the domination. He picked up the kills needed. I mean, just fraction of a second away from losing that map, and they win it, or losing that round. No, losing the map. It was 4-2, and they won that round because of Precision's heroics to get onto the hill and win a 1v2. So the point is, I respect effort. I really do.
Now Demise, back A, out over the top, won't be able to get it down. He's going to go down as a matter of fact. Triple cap domination won't be ensued as Eyes will merely have the home-to-home stretch. 3 players of eUnited are dead. It'll be Dyslexic up top looking for a shot, but DeTox finds his first. Headshot ensued. My man hits him with the big mirror laugh. Gone ahead with that emote, boy.
And big shot from DeTox will drop TJ only momentarily. He'll whip the shot of Powerz just a little bit to the left. He'll have a secondary chance. A big body here definitely would help. Unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit too late. And I know he wasn't ready for Dyslexic to be all up in his grill this early on, but Dyslexic is down. And DeTox will stay alive a little bit longer, but I mean just a little bit because TJ is ready to fight again.
Demise there. He's going to try to fly in, but he's going to get taken down as well. That'll be another big set of kills. For RushieZ, they will continue to hold on to this round. They will continue to hold on to their dominant position. Flash over the top by TJ. He has to try to get into that E-hill, at least for a touch. He's going to double bounce in. Not enough time. 4-2. RushieZ 1 round away from a 2-1 map lead.
All right. Like you said, 2-1 map lead. This would be the second time, I believe, that they faced off against eUnited and beat them on Vasgar. If that's going to be, obviously, a reality here, we'll clearly find out. Because the score is 4-2, maybe eUnited tries to play something on Heli, but also do not want to fall any further behind after that sniper play. They clearly don't have an instant and a shock, so they want to build up towards that just in case this map will continue, which obviously for eUnited, they're expecting this map to continue. Not going to go down without a fight.
TJ to the backside of the tank here is going to try to mount up a little bit of defense against anybody that pushes into him. There's a flashbang. Going to try to back A his way out here. 3 players from RushieZ, though, in closing in here. Tries to bounce into RushieZ. RushieZ going to get 1. RushieZ gets 2. Absolutely gargantuan play by RushieZ. eUnited, they do have Dyslexic at the opponent's home hill, at RushieZ's home hill. Flash grenade will go out. He gets the stun. Tries to rush over to DeTox. Won't be able to get that killing blow. Brody strafe in, but not enough, really. I mean, eUnited will hold on to their home hill, but DeTox yet again with a long shot, and RushieZ with a home to mid-neutral stretch.
And DeTox get a cross snipe. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it in my bones. Demise might be a potential victim here. DeTox will, well, he's got an instant, too. I mean, this man is a literal walking tank, but everybody running away. They respect the sniper from him. I don't blame them. And, eUnited, they're going to pretty much prioritize that northern portion of the map, and Avexys is going to have some company relatively soon. DeTox is desperately trying to get up there as quickly as he can. Instant out. TJ goes for the finish, and DeTox tries to bait it. Unfortunately, it's going to be just a little bit too short. Even so, you got to question, is eUnited going to be able to lock in this domination? And Colin, they just did.
They're trying to do it right now. They get that down. That's the end of the round. eUnited, a beautiful retake there. Giving up those early portions always worries me for eUnited because they very much are hit or miss on their retakes. They're not a steady Eddie team. They really do kind of live and die by the sword. Either they're going to get a whole gang of kills or it's about to be a quick triple cap domination after their next attempted retake on the map. This time it pays off for them. Still got to be perfect for 2 rounds. We saw in their last map they had to be perfect for 2 rounds and were not able to do it. So let's see if they can try to rectify the mistakes of their past here, Taylor.
Definitely find out. RushieZ, we're going for a disable? Yes, we are. And I like that. You know, for some reason, we were seeing a lot of disables when Sniper was placed on tank, like on the shock, which doesn't really make that much sense. It makes more sense to disable the front utility item. In this case, would be eUnited's INZEM, so they don't necessarily have the ability to use that, especially when pushing for the snipe. We focus our attention to the right hand, the 1v1 for the E-Hill, and that's going to be between Dyslexic and RushieZ will win that. And now the fight between eUnited and RushieZ on this tank becomes that much more critical. TJ knows that. He's going to open up with 1 kill. INZEM will answer back with a follow-up. Matter of fact, eUnited all for out call, and RushieZ can pounce on this and go for a domination if they want to.
I really do enjoy the way that in multiple fashions we've seen different players from RushieZ throw wrinkles into their early game initial. That round, one player just kind of hung back for a moment, not really going over for a 2v1 at the E-Hill, but at least staying in the area where they could Lancer straight across to help get that down onto Dyslexic and open things up for that stretch. Meanwhile, 2 players from RushieZ, they're going to probably hunker down over at E, at least wait for the respawns. TJ will be into that hill, going for the neutralization. It'll be 2 players pushing back against the tide. It will be INZEM and RushieZ.
Well, it's impressive that eUnited keep this round alive, but it's going to be difficult with RushieZ now pushing out of their spawn, now pushing eUnited back. First blood goes on to TJ in that 3v3. That leads just Demise by himself. He's got to put up one hellacious of an effort to keep RushieZ at bay. RushieZ does recover their 2-to-1 hill advantage. On the opposite side, Dyslexic is going to be trying his luck against DeTox. Once again, a stairs fight. Dyslexic will back away. I thought TJ was going to join him, but they're going to break away. At this point, eUnited understands, like, we need to make an effort to at least get a decap on F momentarily, and they trusted Dyslexic to make a move. Unfortunately, he puts himself in a 1v2, and Colin RushieZ at this point are well on their way to closing this map out 5-3.
They're going to hope here, what Demise is hoping for is that at least Dyslexic comes off a respawn and helps, gives a little bit of pressure onto these 2 players. There's going to be a challenge. There's going to be the down coming across the map. This 1v1 is huge. Dyslexic gets that kill. Now Dyslexic, after the neutralization, should fly off to the E-Hill. He needs to try to get back over there because eUnited, they're going to have to fight off a 2v1 here and then try to get that decap on the E-Hill just to try to stay in this round. Avexys trying to run away. I believe in the middle of the map, Avexys bled out, and that will be a down and death for him. 3 players moving over to the F-hill now. No chance for the triple cap domination as 3 players are alive here. Flashes are going to come out. Powerz adding in his Lancer damage from that right-hand side, that right angle. Shock is going to be thrown at them, but not long enough. It'll get the neutralization to not be able to stay through. And RushieZ has a couple of kills here, so this should indeed be another RushieZ round no matter what happens here. We should see 5-3.
5-3 for sure. RushieZ is going to take this, and they're going to lead the series 2-1. They're on all 3 hills. Well done from RushieZ's perspective. Again, they don't win Vasgar that often against eUnited, aside from last night. But they replicate it last night and tonight. That's great. That shows that it wasn't an accident. And honestly, a big win because Ritual, Colin, was one from RushieZ's perspective yesterday. That's going to be map 4. But I mean, it came down to what, 300 to like 287. That's how close it was. So for RushieZ to win Ritual, even though they won last night, you can't bank on the fact they're going to win it again tonight because it was so close. But either way, it gives them a get out of free jail card. They lose Ritual. No worries. They still got a map 5. So well done from RushieZ.
Indeed, extraordinarily well done for RushieZ. I think one of the things that I cannot without a doubt stress enough is how impressed I was with every round's initial by RushieZ. They did such an extraordinary job changing little things. And I don't necessarily mean sending an extra man here, sending an extra person there, changing up their entire strategy. Merely a wrinkle, really. It's like pulling a guard for a good rush play in the NFL. You're looking at it, and even though he doesn't go to E, in one round, they know that they have a 1v1 over there. They just leave somebody the 90 degree to Lancer straight across at E. Dyslexic's now getting tagged up heavier than he's used to. He tries to push up the stairs right into the waiting arms of a shotgun and gets that kill. A couple of rounds before that, we saw a different wrinkle where at the 3v3 over at C Hill, they left a player behind the vending machine. So as RushieZ thought they were getting it down on that ledge, they pushed toward the stairs. That vending machine player just kind of stepped out, just hiding the number, not letting that player shoot. They didn't change up that they sent 3 people over there. They just changed up that they were hiding a number. They were hiding a player, allowing him to bait somebody.
And another thing that I noticed from a negative perspective of eUnited is the way that they would rotate or send numbers to certain locations. You know, I mentioned a little bit earlier on Dyslexic. Dyslexic had a chance to push the A hill with TJ. That would have been a 2v2, just a straight up 2v2 fight over on the A hill, which could have been great because TJ did in fact down 1 RushieZ member, and then he had 1 more to deal with. If you have Dyslexic there, I think that's a win. Now you have the 2-1 hill advantage in your favor. But instead, we see Dyslexic leave TJ to fight the 1v2 on the A hill. Dyslexic stays to help the player trapped in mid, which again, it's mid. Like, it doesn't really play that much of an impact. You know he's there. You know if your teammate loses that fight, okay, he's probably coming to assist on the hill that they're losing or they're going to lose. I don't understand why Dyslexic would stop in his tracks to assist with Lancer Fire while leaving TJ in a 2v1. And another thing too, Dyslexic at times would be fighting a 1v1 with the opportunity, in this case again, would be TJ to assist him to win the uphill or the top on the second half, the top hill over on Heli. But instead, Dyslexic finds himself by himself again because TJ backs away to go force a 3v whatever on the opposite end when time is already against them. It doesn't make sense with the way that EU was kind of throwing their numbers around, at least from my perspective.
eUnited has made a ton of mistakes in that category tonight. Even in their earlier matchups, all night tonight, they really left people in some pretty precarious positions, not giving them the best opportunity to kind of get fight wins, big team fight wins, really. And that's why we keep seeing them have those struggles. Control, where they're able to rotate around very quickly, able to stay together, stay very close together, not get staggered as much as when they started to have that success in map 1 against RushieZ. Whereas when you kind of have to stand up, solo out, and go 1v1, v1 in execution, then of course on Escalation, when you can kind of angle those players out, stagger out those kills, and then play defense toward the next set of waves. Those are the things that's going to make life that much harder for the side of eUnited to have to deal with going into this next control on Ritual. I really do, if I remember correctly, and I'd love to see it in the highlight reel package. I'm sure the voice of God remembers this if anything else happened. Last night, it came down to a single set of fragmentation grenades. It was thrown over the top. We've seen it happen before. The first one landed, got a kill. The second one landed and did not did not get a kill, and when you didn't get that kill, didn't even get damage on those 2 players. It was really, it left you in a 2v1. They wolf packed at you. They got that last kill, and then RushieZ solidified the hill for the final few seconds. Those are those things that get cleaned up. You might be able to win it and take it to a map 5. If they don't get cleaned up, you're just looking at a 3-1 map count on a different night.
And also scary as well. Another perspective, Demise gets the most kills. He goes 24 and 15. He has the standout performance. Powerz, who normally tears it up on the map, you know, it's not uncommon to see him drop a 30 bomb, goes 16 and 20. Now, granted, his damage is still at the upper echelon. It's actually at the top echelon. It's better than anybody on eUnited, including Demise, who has the most kills. But you got to question if Powerz is still slaying out like he normally does, and the Demise is really complementing that. Do they win that map? Does it come down to just a fragmentation grenade, you know, doing its thing?
It did. I mean, it came down to that. Like, it came down to needing that next play, but that's what we saw in that escalation. There were plenty of rounds that came down to a single decision make, a single action made, a single action missed. When you have control maps that are that close, I know nobody wants to point it, well, it was one play here, it was one play there. It is. That's how close these 2 teams are in talent, in their upper echelon level of play. You make a mistake, they will make you pay for it. A missed fragmentation grenade is a big mistake, especially with 15 or less seconds in a round.
Yeah, when it comes down to 13 points, which it did come down to 13 points, 300 to 287, it genuinely does come down to that final play, that final hill, the final moments. Everything else leading up to that, as exciting or as detrimental as it could have been from a player's perspective or team's perspective, genuinely doesn't matter when it ends up in just 13 points. So, but what I was getting at is if Demise has a standout performance like he did last night, and then Powerz complements that, maybe we don't see just a 13-point game. Maybe we see eUnited control that map and do exceedingly well. But all our answers to our questions are going to be answered here in this map number 4. And for RushieZ, once again, a chance, just like last night, a chance to win 3-1 over their rival of eUnited. But EU off to a good start, Colin.
You know, you say their rival, eUnited. I gotta ask, man, is the biggest rivalry right now in the league eUnited and RushieZ? Is it Pioneers and Pittsburgh Knights, or is it Pioneers v everybody?
I think come major time, right now, ACP is doing what they did in Split 2, where it's like, you know, where are they at? Like, they're there. They're still, you know, obviously scary, but they're not really present in some of their matches on Pro League. They're not really present in EDAYS for sure. They haven't made a grand finals yet. Right now, it definitely is RushieZ and eUnited in terms of the rivalry. When it comes major time, though, it's KCP versus everybody at this point. Like, that's genuinely what it is. And KCP has a rival. Well, nobody's a friend, right? I mean, that's just how it is. Everybody is their rival. But as of right now, I think the biggest enemy for RushieZ and for eUnited is, you know, one or the other.
Love that little headbutt play there, that they were able to take that kind of advantage into this P2. eUnited, they're going to already rotate over. They're going to try to get a massive advantage. One of the things that I think eUnited needs to learn from last night is that eUnited, if they don't jump out on teams, if they don't get that early advantage, they really start to struggle because teams have such an opportunity to come back. And I think a lot of the times it comes through the way of eUnited. They get a little over aggressive. Like right now, they're aggressing out of the hill instead of leaving TJ there to just kind of play back, keep getting numbers, keep getting points, allowing himself to play defense. They play out of the hill, give up 15 seconds outside of the hill, really. And RushieZ, they pick them apart. Now they're in the hill with 46 seconds to go. They could get it probably to 30 or 40, cut the lead well under half after that.
It's a fine balance you have to achieve. I like the aggression. I think Pittsburgh Knights earlier, I was complimenting them on doing that when they were playing against KCP in series number 1. But again, when you do that, like you said, you're giving up 10 to 15 seconds, and you're also giving up real estate inside the hill. And in this case, it pays against eUnited as opposed to paying for them. So there's that fine balance you really have to navigate and negotiate. And for RushieZ, well, they're happy to capitalize off of that quote-unquote mistake. Even though they only put it 26 to 71, it's still better than only sitting at 1 point, which they were just a short while ago.
Kill there by, oh, that could have been bad, DeTox. That could have been horrible for DeTox. If DeTox had slid any closer to Avexys, that might have downed him, maybe even chunked him. with that slide and that perfect spread that you saw Avexys hit. Torque bow active here in the hands of DeTox, looking across the top now. Shot onto that windowsill. I thought he was about to try to shoot onto that player that was at that ledge. There's this first smoke. AB pressuring up here. Two players to the backside of the hill on this ledge, and Avexys is going to try to D up against this set of fragmentation grenade pick. Good job by Powerz there, waiting on that secondary bounce by Avexys.
All right, RushieZ starting to show a little bit of life here. I'm liking it. I think that was a connection, and it was. Dyslexic, we'll see you later. But for DeTox, well, he's got a couple of members he's got to deal with right here and now, and unfortunately, he's not going to be able to. Avexys now has to make a big play. He won't be able to. eUnited will recover quite quickly. One thing we complimented eUnited on earlier in their previous series column was their ability to penetrate and dismantle a hill in a defensive setup from their opponents. And it looks as if they're having great success already against RushieZ in that regard.
Retake attempt is in, 30 seconds left on this hill. Really, TJ's gonna bounce around. Avexys, though, I mean, just coming straight down the gullet. Gets it down, and then they clean up the secondary kill on Demise. And this is what I'm talking about. eUnited has to be better at demanding hill control, demanding point leads, forcing RushieZ into worse and worse situations, because if you're going to give RushieZ 30 points every hill, they're probably going to take it just because it keeps them close enough to be able to formulate a plan before a retake and then come back in.
Ooh, bit of a mantle battle, and who's going to win that? It's actually Powerz who wins the fight against INZEM. That was interesting. Hops over the mantle, slaps him in the face, and then gets to chunk into TJ with a beautiful over-the-cover shot on a RushieZ. And that's going to secure the next hill for eUnited. RushieZ, they're going to have to go about it once again. They'll have the torque with the Avexys, so that might very well help, depending on how many shots he can connect, and that's going to be one of them. Does that give the confidence for DeTox and INZEM to push in onto TJ and Demise? We'll find out, but TJ has the nades in his hands.
Avexys with a snub out, tries to get some damage there onto Powerz. Powerz is going to continue to try to run, drops the smoke at his feet to try to cloud up his number going through that stairwell, but now they're pushing back against the tide. 50 seconds left on this, and I mean, even with that early win there through that hill, RushieZ is right back in it. They're right back in the hill. 40 seconds left. They can basically take a 20-point lead if they were to bleed it out, but you know they're literally just looking to tie this up and take an advantage going into that next position. There's a flash grenade out, and that torque over the top could come in handy, but Avexys just pulls the Nasher and is going to try to apply pressure. Trade out through the backside.
Nice.
They'll take that. They'll happily take that trade, man, because that gets him out of the way. Hey, player 2 DeTox still chilling inside the hill, at least for a little bit. He's not going to be chilling for long because eUnited, well, all 4 strong, are going to push him out. But honestly, RushieZ is okay with that call, and they've managed to basically tie up this map number 4 control ritual. And on top of that, they also have priority on the next hill. They know where the numbers of eUnited are currently going to be at. RushieZ is in a great spot as long as they can get the kills they need.
Bouncing in, DeTox looking for the shot over the top on a Demise. Little extra angle there. They get the down onto him. Smoked out. eUnited is in the hill, but Powerz is getting, 1v1'd out here. They're keeping their best offensive player out of the fight, out of the hill. And Powerz is going to have to find a way to help his teammates, but his teammates have already been laid to waste over here. I mean, RushieZ, no matter how good that initial was on the side of eUnited, since the first minute and a half, 2 minutes of this map, it has really been all RushieZ. It hasn't seemed dominant, but it has been well enough for them to be able to get plenty of points back.
I agree with that, because you're right. I mean, it hasn't been one-sided. It's not like, well, RushieZ is, I mean, they're just killing it, they're destroying it, but it's like it's the little things that they're doing that's just putting them ahead of eUnited, and that's clearly represented in the scoreline. It's almost like a shift has kind of happened, and RushieZ are feeling better, but even still, will they be able to get this hill? I mean, TJ put so many shots in INZEM, but it took forever to finally drop them. And in the meantime, RushieZ continue to fight the others of eUnited inside the hill. It's not going to amount to much. eUnited will definitively have control. They'll get the scrap time. They will take the point lead back, but it's not like it's going to be a definitive point lead. They can, obviously hang their hat on. This next hill coming up is definitely going to be an important one, and as we currently battle where we're currently at, you got to assume the next torque row is going to be up.
There's a shot on. Dyslexic's going to go down. DeTox will win another little fight, another little engagement. All these little micro battles, they tend to lead up to a lot for RushieZ. They kind of keep you off balance, and then they roll back to their teammates. They find the extra help around the map, and you're in a 2v1 before you know it. TJ, see how he bounces in, and TJ's trying to bring Powerz into this fight? It's a 2v2 over here, and now you can kind of see the wheels turning from RushieZ. Even if they get the torque bow, they're both going to be lancering him out as he picks it up. DeTox, RushieZ going to get pushed up, though, on by TJ, and now INZEM is going to try to throw that flash over the top. He's going to get down, and I mean, this has been the best team fight for eUnited in a while, but Avexys is right here with a chance to turn the tides.
Oh, and DeTox, by the way, was inside the hill. He was once in a 1v2 against Dyslexic and Demise. Dyslexic breaks away. DeTox then forces the 1v against Demise, kills him. Dyslexic doubles back. He gets taken down just now. But the point that I'm getting at, much like on Vasgar calling, and much like you said eUnited's been struggling with all night, eUnited goes from a situation where they're in a 2v1, they have numbers in their favor, and then one just starts off and goes to help the others instead of focusing on the objective. In Escalation, it was on the hill of the, you know, whether it be A, B, or C, whatever. But in this case, it was on the current hill. They had a 1v2 against DeTox, and then they for some reason broke away, and then they had 1v1, 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 and DeTox won all of them.
This is one of those things where, again, I take it back to what I was saying, where RushieZ keeps winning these little micro engagements, which is why you saw it go from, you know, a 60 or 70 point lead after P1 to now it's a 40 point lead in favor of RushieZ. One more hill in this reset. Demise had to win that fight, but now he's down, and RushieZ is right there. DeTox is going to get snubbed out a little bit. Powerz tries to rotate into that fight, but DeTox hits a big enough shot that it forces Powerz into a bad situation, and now RushieZ is right there with him. 2v2 over here. Alter on the reset of hills. I mean, Taylor, there's no other way to put it. eUnited has not found stable ground since the first 70 points of this map.
It's like we're seeing the eUnited from week one. The eUnited who had just lost to KCP in the Winter Major, and instead of playing as a team, they're now playing discombobulated, and they're pushing fights one after the other instead of utilizing their numbers. RushieZ is a team you can't do that against, because you always have to have the expectation that when you push up onto RushieZ, you're going to be fighting a 1v2 or 1v1 or excuse me, 1v2 or 1v3. Like, you know there's going to be reinforcements there. But eUnited is falling prey to this individualistic aspect, gameplay that is just simply putting them in the dirt. And it's killing me to watch, to be honest with you.
I mean, it's just not what you'd expect. We take a look at the stat line. Dyslexic, 4, 18, and 12. Really, I mean, suffering in a lot of ways on this map, getting angled out a lot. Even Powerz and TJ, Demise, nobody really having a standout stat line. RushieZ is well within their rights to finish this map off and just continue their reign of terror. TJ might be here at point 2, but I mean, look at the way RushieZ is playing through the map. They know that somebody from eUnited's still at the old hill. They're going to play over there for that kill and then be able to pressure out toward P2 through the close respawn. Every kill that they get makes life a little bit easier on them.
So Demise gets caught out in a 1v3. I don't think he could have avoided that. But I'm curious to find out what Powerz and Dyslexic are going to do. I think more so Dyslexic, because he is going to be in an engagement against DeTox. So this is going to be a 2v1 from eUnited's perspective. But again, player 6 breaks out, and then it's just one. It's just, if you're looking at the minimap in that fight, you're thinking it's a 3v3 or a 2v2, but it was 3 distinct 1v2s opposite of RushieZ. I sound like a broken record, but that's just the way it is. If eUnited can very well win this map, but if they're going to win, first off, they have to start getting together as a team, and they have to genuinely muscle their way through this. Like, it's not going to be easy. They just have to outwork and just outslay RushieZ. That's their only win condition at this point.
I mean, Dyslexic right there, Taylor. That last fight, that last death by Dyslexic is a microcosm of this entire map. Dyslexic realized he was in a 3v1 and didn't even go for a kill. He sat on the cover, Taylor. Just let it happen. He said, I can't, there's nothing I can do.
Well, Powerz did the same thing a little bit earlier, emoting. But granted, he did that. He wasn't like he was getting mowed down by. Like, what are you gonna do? And just he left the game. Left the game. Now there'll be connection issues. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt.
For that, everybody in this lobby has to take a lap.
Take a lap.
Take a lap.
All right. So hold up, because this might end very quickly, guys. RushieZ needs 15 points to win. eUnited needs 124. So pay close attention to that scoreline up top, right? RushieZ 15, eUnited 124. And this initial could very well be the final fight we are going to see of the game, but we'll find out. TJ is going to be swinging it wide. INZEM's going to have pressure on him from Dyslexic. Nobody has died up until this point. Who's going to have the added advantage? I like that RushieZ actually backs away. They team fire that fight. And now the last one remaining is going to be Demise. And here we are. RushieZ now 14, 13, 12 points away. All they need is 15 to win map 4 and win the series, the grand finals. And Colin, go ahead and take it away.
Woo!
There it is. Hell of a job. Hell of a job. All right, well, hey, well, right there you go. RushieZ will win grand finals. Emergence Day Split 3, week number 4, and they will stop the devastating run of eUnited, who won back-to-back weeks, week 2 and weeks 3. And interestingly enough, when it comes to Split 3, RushieZ wins 2, eUnited wins 2. They split the difference, but the important part is RushieZ will beat eUnited 2 nights in a row.
And now it's 3-2 and they're split, man. Now it's 3-2. eUnited, they go down in the series, basically. I mean, at this point, it's just going to be who wins in the major, man. It's real close. I mean, it is a knife's edge, man. It's like a lightning bolt.
Yeah, Big Lebowski, or what are we going with here? What are we going?
I'm on fire! I'm on fire!
All right. Competitive integrity plays. I love it. Competitive integrity. Gotta stalemate it. Because Avexys touched the hill and got 5 more points. 5 more points. We will play it out.
You know what? They're lucky I'm not the referee, because I would have had a dance off. I'd have made them play rock, paper, scissors over that mug. We got the emote in the game. I'd have been, no, not even chainsaw battle. We're not doing that much respect. It was bad news bears. They're going to bet the rock, paper, scissors for it.
Nope. I'm actually for that, to be honest with you.
Then they're terrible humans.
Oh, shit. Because they don't have an emote.
They don't have the emote equipped. That's like I play with a guy that he does that. Like, if we're winning a control match and I walk up to him in the hill, he'll do the rock, paper, scissors emote and he'll try to call it in the Discord. He'll be like, paper. And then if they throw paper, he'll be like, I'm a genius.
What a series from RushieZ, winning 3-1 as they did last night. And their run was fantastic, only dropping 1 map for the entirety of the night. They beat Defiance, who had went the distance again against them in week number 1. This time, big 3-0. Pittsburgh Knights, who have been incredible in their own right, even beating KCP in quarterfinals. Well, they beat them 3-0 and then ultimately beat eUnited 3-1. I gotta be honest with you, I genuinely think RushieZ is one of the, if not the strongest teams we currently have in Split 3. And it's funny because I find myself saying that. I hope you're really getting the information in a third eye here, baby. I don't even know what the hell to say.
Oh, wait.
What do I say?
You want me to equip
What do I say? Huh?
Engaged. Taylor, you're trying to say that RushieZ is one of the strongest teams in the league because of their teamwork, because of the way that they're able to reassess the situation in front of them, evaluate what they have to do, whether it be offensively, defensively, roll back, team fire. That's what they did in those last 15 seconds. Look, they knew that eUnited had to stay in the hill. It was genius. They bait them to go into the hill. They know that eUnited has to stay within a close quarters range of one another inside of that area of containment. Now all they got to do is team fire, get those downs, finish those kills. And they got the last 15 seconds, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. They did it succinctly and proficiently. They got that reset over with quick, fast, and in a hurry, quick as a hiccup, quick as a bunny on Easter, baby. And I'm telling you, Taylor, that is one of the things that's going to push them through in this major. They're going to be even stronger in the next few weeks because all they're going to do is practice out. They're going to rep up. They're going to get their reps in, and they're just going to make sure that they understand their situational dictation, whether it have to be the speed, the shots, the damage, the kills, the hills, whatever it may be. I mean, RushieZ, they're on it right now. Yeah.
Can you see me? Do you know I'm still here?
Can't see a thing, brother. Can't see a thing. Let's take a look
That's
at
what I
our
was
standings,
hoping.
though, for the rest of these E-Days. Let's see how these teams have kind of finished up. Still can't see a thing. I'm going to assume RushieZ and eUnited are on top of the leaderboards based on how the night started, especially with RushieZ coming out on top. I think they get the head-to-head advantage, but they're probably tied, I think, 12 to 12, give or take. Yeah, they're going to have the head-to-head because of Pro League. What you not have to worry about, though, are teams like, Casa de Papel, Fury One, Hive, Rebel. They're not joining us. They ain't got nothing going in the playoffs. Are they going to get invited back from playoffs?
Well, so it's the highest seed in Pro League team. So Casa de Papel, Fury
So we're
One,
going to
Hive,
waste a seed. Just give somebody a bye.
Wow. That's how you started the show, and that's how you're going to end the show, huh? Just throw Rebel under the bus.
Where's the buy at? Why don't you get a buy for finishing
Rebel,
first?
I just want to say, by the way, don't take offense to what he's saying. Look at what the man is wearing and how he's wearing it, all right?
Don't take offense.
Really, don't take too much credit into him just roasting you.
If a team has 0 points and they won like an E-Days match in like 3 weeks, why should they be offended by me being like, just give the first seed a bye? Why should they be offended by that?
But again, like, look at how you're wearing your headphones. How can we take you seriously?
They're not headphones. They're beamers, baby. I see into the future right now.
You can't see a damn thing. You didn't even know I was still on the desk with you after your big monologue about RushieZ being one of the strongest teams.
You ready for this? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. You throw it on shoot. Ready? I can't see you, so I don't know if I won or lost. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I got it. I don't know. I'm going to assume that he won because I can't see and he can. I knew you were going scissors. Come on. You always go scissors every time we play.
That's fine.
Every time we play.
All right.
You lose. You lose.
He said
Charlie, you lose, okay?
He said to write it down. I can't see, but I'm going to try to write it in my book.
I'm ready to just close out the show, god dang it.
No, we're not. All right, you ready?
What are we doing?
Okay. All right. Voice of God Jr. has told us to write down rock, paper, or scissor. He's going to count to 3, and then we're going to hold it up. It's on a piece of paper, so we can't change it. Nobody can cheat. You ready? You ready? Reflections.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm ready. You go.
I'm good. It's going to look bad because I couldn't see. No, Voice of God countdown.
It doesn't matter because we already wrote it. Paper. Well, you can't even... Well, that worked really well. All right, he did paper. We tied. All right, I am done. Colin, it's been an incredible night, and I have loved working with you in every way possible. What are your final words before we get out of here?
I love you guys. I hope you all get a lot of enjoyment out of this. I think I'm ready to go again.
Nope. I think I'm ready. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for joining us for another Emergence Days. Next week is going to be playoffs. It's going to be a ton of fun, and I can't wait. I can't wait to do it. It's going to be great. For myself, Taylor Reflections, Noble, Colin and Crow Clark, our production team, and you in chat, thank you once again for being here. We hope to see you again on our next UMG broadcast.
Love you.